Welcome to Core Finance, where I'm joined by Stephen Woodcock, who's an FX trader. How are you today, Stephen?
I'm very well, Zach, thank you.
Right, I suppose you don't want to talk about cable.
I'll talk about anything you want.
Right.
Why don't I want to talk about
Well,
cable?
because 1 minute it's here, the next minute it's there.
But there's no surprise to that, is there? I mean, I've been on here, probably over the last 6-7 months, and sterling starts to rally, and all of a sudden everyone thinks it's going up. And as we've said before, sterling isn't going up. In the current climate, sterling, I'm not saying it can't go up, but it wouldn't make sense for sterling to all of a sudden get a bid from somewhere, because it's uncertainty, and that's what the markets do not like. And when they don't understand something like that, it will continuously be under pressure, and that's what it's been. And we're towards the bottom end of the range at the moment. But I'm fine talking about cable, because I think it's trading exactly how you would expect it to trade.
Right, we see other people chickening out of talking about cable, but
No, I don't know if it's chickening out. But I mean, if you like, a lot of people at the moment saying that it is news driven. Yeah, obviously it is. But what that's doing is the good headlines, if you like, are giving you an opportunity to sell it. Because you don't buy it on the bad ones.
So it's actually an easier market than normal, because
I would say so. Yeah, I'd say sterling at the moment is, if there's a rally, you sell it. All right, you stop. You have sensible stops and whatever still. But I think you sell sterling and until this whole European mess is sorted out. And there's gonna. I mean, people. Good headlines. What good headlines? Right? There haven't been any good. There've only been better bad ones.
Yeah.
And so that's the case with sterling, and of course with euro sterling. It comes in the same group, and that is the talk of the FX market at the moment, is euro sterling and cable. And right at this moment, the dollar's taken a back seat. Trump all of a sudden isn't getting all the headlines, and I mean, I don't think I've ever experienced. I mean, I've been in the markets for over 30 years now. I don't think I've ever experienced a time when every other currency in the world really is backstage now. No one's talking about the yen, no one's talking about, if you like, the Canadian dollar, the Australian. Everything is sterling, focused, which is a strange situation to be in.
It's a good liquid market. You've got your strategy there.
Sterling isn't a good liquid market. Sterling's never been a good liquid market.
But not even now.
Not even in. Listen. I've sat there and we've done proper business, but sterling's never been a very. That's why people always use trade dollar mark and dollar yen.
Yes.
And whatever, because sterling was extremely leery. And I mean, don't get me wrong. If you got the orders and you're a proper cable trader, then you do it. But I think a lot of people shy away from it for that exact reason, that sterling isn't a massively liquid market. People tie it in, say it's a major and whatever. Yes, sterling is a major, but for years sterling has, it's always gapped. Always, and that's from the day I started trading. I've sat there and seen it move 2-3 big figures just on one number. Like the next price. So that's what sterling is. So you have to be careful when you're trading it, but there are a lot worse currencies out there to be trading. Right.
So we've got the sterling is the star of the show at the moment. Any other opportunities that you see?
Well, as I've said to Moose a few times, my stance on dollar yen hasn't changed probably over the last at least year, and I still think dollar yen's going to the moon. As I said to him, I think dollar yen's going quite a way higher. The Canadian dollar I trade a lot, and I did have views on that, but just lately it's become quite dull, and it just popped out of a top side of a range and has pulled straight back in. I think probably dollar CAD is looking maybe to trade back down towards mid 125s. Euro dollar still where it was probably beginning of the year, I'm guessing. It's probably trading at its mean average every day. I think it's extremely uninteresting, euro dollar, and I think the levels have been there, as we spoke on here many times. At the moment, it's 16.5, 13.5. Breaks either side that, everyone thinks we're going that way,
and we don't.
I think when we're up at 120, was it 124.5? we pointed out there that it had to be a sell in them areas. So, you know, I think euro dollar at the moment is the uninteresting one. That's the one where, you know, it's probably had its moves for the year, I'd say. Whereas if you're in cable, you've probably still got some value to be had.
Right.
But I personally I sell the rallies. I'm not buying dips in cable. I don't think that's the way to do it.
Right, and so that you're basically focusing on sterling. There's not really much.
No, not at all. No, I'll be quite honest with you. I don't. I mean, it's like I say to people, you know, if you say, "Oh, right, I'm focusing on cable," and then you know you look at your charts in the morning, your cable chart ain't doing anything, or there's no sterling news out, then you're limited to what you're going to make or lose that day.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I like plenty of places I could lose more money. You know, and but no, if you know, I sit in front of my charts in the morning, I'll probably go through. I don't know how many charts I go through in the morning. You know, do the 5 minute, 15, hourly, daily, week. Look at all right, you don't have to look at weeklies all the time, but I go through, say, 4 charts for each cross. I'll probably do 50 charts every morning just to look at. When you click on it, you'll see it. I mean, if you've been in the business a long while, or if you're a chartist, I'm not a chartist, by the way. It's just I'm self-taught and just had a very big interest in it. But when a chart hits you when there's something going on. So that's what you do. That's what I do.
So you let the chart tell you, rather than you tell the chart.
Oh, crikey, yeah. And don't get me wrong, I do. I mean, I do the
or the price action. Let the price action.
Price
tell you
action chart levels. But yeah, it's. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've ignored charts that have told me to do things to my shame. And but that's what you do when you know. Like I say, I've been up here a long time, and I'm going to make some mistakes, but. Hopefully the good ones outweigh the bad ones. So yeah, but yeah, I try and let a chart. You know, if I open that chart up and all of a sudden oh crikey, that's obvious. Whereas another chart, you sit there and it comes up and you're
agonising.
And you try and make something happen, and you know you trade at wrong levels, and you know it's like I say to people, I say, look, you know, if you're in the middle of the range, don't trade it, don't buy it or sell it because it's you know it's just done. You know, if you're at the bottom of the range, you know you can buy it reasonably cheaply, or you can sell it reasonably cheaply if you're at the top of the range. You know, with reasonable stops, but middle of the range, you know you're tempting fate.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. Stephen Woodcock, FX trader. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Zach.